Hi, I'm Kathleen.
And I'm Sean.
And you're listening to the Dead Baby Bear podcast.
Dead Baby Bear. Long story.
Do you think it's like later on in his years, like Ronald McDonald is like, it's Ron. I'm no longer Ronald.
Those were the different times. Well, actually, you know what? I used to work at McDonald's, Kathleen.
I know, and I love that.
And there was only 2 Ronald McDonald's, I think, in Western Canada.
Well, we both know a Ronnie McDonald. You know him.
Oh, yeah.
Fest.
Yeah, I mean the McDonald's clown. I don't mean just random.
Oh, like there's not like a one in every city. There are like
No. You have to be a very special type of Ronald
to
be a Ronald McDonald. That's right.
My,
you have to be like fucking 6'2" and a half and have 18 teeth and.
We gotta do a Reddit AMA and see if, or not AMA, but like a question thing, like if you have played a Ronald McDonald, I want to talk to you. Oh my God, I never even thought.
Yeah,
was that like a sought after job in the clowning community?
Yeah, it was. It was because you'd have to audition for it, and you were on salary, and it was a good salary.
I bet you made good money.
Yeah, and you didn't make shit.
And they flew you around.
Because the other things were just puppets, right? Like if you were Grimace, anybody could be fucking Grimace.
I don't know. Grimace has a way about him.
I used to wear a Grimace costume at work. I did, and I used to sear meat in it.
No!
Yeah.
You cooked in a mascot?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Those things are so hot.
They are extremely fucking hot.
They're not, I don't think I'd want to grill. Like, I bought an elf costume for Halloween this year because I'm a fucking idiot. And I went to do stand-up in it. And it's like a rubber mask. And I literally did 2 jokes as elf. And I'm like, this is fucking dumb. And I just started ripping.
Oh, yeah. No, it was hot as fuck. But I would just do it to fuck with staff. So they would be like, I need 2 Big Macs. And they'd look back there and go, is fucking Grimace making sense?
Please tell me you did this for real.
I did. No, I did it for real.
That'd be the greatest thing for a child to look in the back and be like, Grimace is cooking here now.
I used to freeze people's uniforms. Like, say they would come in. If I knew that they always came in like just 5 minutes before work, I would take their uniform out of their locker, put it on a hanger, spray it with hot water, and put it in the deep freeze. And then 5 minutes before they came in for their shift, I would put it back into their locker, and they would come in. God. What the fuck?
Were you a manager?
Yeah.
At 16, right?
Yeah, at 16. So I would fake fire people all the time.
Were you or were you not getting all the puss in Fort Saskatchewan?
Oh, I was getting 0 of it.
You didn't even get laid for being the manager of
No,
McDonald's.
and girls look good in those McDonald's pants. Let's be honest. That was the yoga pants of the day. Casually, women used to wear like looser jeans and whatnot, but at McDonald's they had the tight grays on.
They had labia grazing.
They had those labia grays. Let your labia show, hun.
Show them your McDouble.
Let the world.
Show them your sideways McDouble.
Let the ladies breathe. No,
okay,
but
so you were a manager and you were doing this. Oh my God.
Well, I used to fake fire people every day. Every single day. If somebody dropped a fucking Egg McMuffin, I would go, you're fired.
Can we make a show where you're the manager? Oh my God.
Yeah, every single day, like to the point where people just like ignored it.
They just
like,
well, it's like the boy who cried wolf. Yeah. You can't do it every day, and people expect.
They would drop a pineapple, and I'd be like, "You're fired."
So you were like a meaner David Brent.
No, I was the biggest softie in the world. I never gave anybody a problem.
I'm not saying meaner. I mean it like maybe funnier should have been the word, because like those are the pranks that David Brent wishes he could have thought of.
Yeah, but I only had one prank, and it was to tell everybody they were fired.
David Brent is the guy from The Office, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it was a weird job to have.
How much did you make hourly?
I made, when I quit, I made $5.25 an hour.
To manage a McDonald's?
Yeah. Well, because it's a fucking, like, really, that's what capitalists are so good at, is you put poor people in a situation where they're surrounded by other poor people, and then you give some of them an incentive, but it's tiny.
Yeah. So
it'd be like, okay, Sean, you make $4.50 an hour, and but now you're a crew chief, and you'd be like, oh, I'm a crew chief, and it comes with no more money, just more responsibility and a different T-shirt.
Yeah. That they do that. Like I remember
they're great at it.
When I worked at Starbucks, they asked me like once a month, "Would you like to be a shift supervisor?"
Would you like to wear a different shirt and take on more roles?
Yeah, I'm like, so I'd have more responsibility and I would be on call on some weekends. I'd be like, no.
Well, then sometimes it would be a raise, but they'd be like, well, yes, it is more responsibility, but I mean, it's
$1
It's an extra 25 cents an hour. You can't turn that down.
You can't turn that down.
Like at McDonald's at that time, I remember specifically getting trained by people who made less than me. Because the people who trained me, there was new legislation that came in, just like now, right?
But they didn't have to adjust it?
Well, they had to adjust it, but they were allowed, because they were such a big company, they were allowed like a grandfathering in of their old.
Oh my God.
So their old employees still made $4.25 and we made $4.50. So they were training us.
That's crazy.
And they were making less than us.
I know. I can like my first job was at an IGA, and I like remember making $4.75 an hour.
Yeah. And that's why I always laugh when people talk about like minimum wage shouldn't increase. Like every time there's been an incremental minimum wage increase or student wage increase, we look back on those wages and laugh at how bad they were.
Yeah.
Right? Like because the student wage at that time was like $4 an hour.
Yeah.
And then right before I was hired, it was changed to $4.50. And even back then, people were like, you can't pay these fucking kids $4.50 an hour.
But like this whole $15 an hour for a 16-year-old, like that's actually not a lot of money.
Well, and if you look at like what I'm saying is like 30 years from now, we'll look back on that and go, can you believe that we used to bitch about
working for this little? Yeah,
because that was garbage money.
Yeah. Oh my God, yes, that's ridiculous. No,
but it was a fun job. If I was any good with women, I probably could have turned it into
a pussy machine.
I'd like you to meet me in the cooler. Not in front of the camera. Like that camera is fake.
That camera is my camera.
Once you've been there a while, you start to realize, like, you're like, oh, like there was fake cameras everywhere.
Really? Not real?
Yeah, they had fake. No, they were not real, but they would have a camera in the cooler and a camera in the freezer and a camera in the downstairs break room yeah, so it would just be like a little camera with a red light that was always on. So when you were a manager, your job was to change the batteries in the red light because as long as the red light was on, everybody assumed, oh fuck, I'm on camera. Yeah. But they were never activated.
Did you ever hear the urban legend of the McDonald's employee that was caught fucking lard buckets? Like the
lard buckets?
Like buckets.
Oh my God.
Like or oil or grease.
That sounds like
buckets.
The fucking most disgusting version of American Pie ever. You gotta fuck lard. What?
Yeah, how many guys are gonna actually try lard now though? Get a bucket of Crisco and just sit in for the night.
I don't know because.
Have you ever fucked anything like food wise?
I don't think it's worth it. You know what I mean?
That is not the question I asked.
No, I have not fucked food.
That was the best inflection
ever. Maybe by accident.
Okay.
Only by accident.
By accident?
I would never purposely fuck food.
How did you by accidentally fuck food?
Well, I'm just saying there may have been like, while I was having sex, there might have been like
food
a half a cake in my room or something. I'm like, what the fuck?
I remember one time I saw a Hustler.
Why is my dick so hot? Rhubarb.
Rhubarb on my dick.
Rhubarb again.
Oh my God.
Well. No, but have you ever fucked food?
I have not fucked food.
How could you fuck food?
I don't know. I remember once, I'm so high, I don't know why I'm saying this. I was talking to some dude and he wanted me to fuck myself with a popsicle. And I was like, are you out of
That's
your
kind of fun.
fucking mind?
That would be kind of fun, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't you get infections? Like, because there's a lot of sugar.
Not a double scoop. Not a double,
you know what I mean? Popsicle.
No, not a two popsicle. Not a two-pronger.
No, I'm like,
you'll never get that half out. That would be kind of cool to take a double and then break it in your pussy and then pull it out and share it with somebody.
Oh my God. I guarantee you there's a stripper that does that somewhere.
Oh, for sure.
Oh my God.
Anybody want a popsicle? And then like, what? And then she just puts the double, boom.
We were at Showgirls. Showgirls was the one in the West End, right? Is that?
I think so, yeah.
No, that was a different one. Anyway, the one in the West End, I was there with Jana, and we were like 18, 19, and the girl on stage was like playing with a popsicle, and then she handed out popsicles after, but they were closed, and we all had one, and it was delicious. Fun. But she also did like this thing where she poured milk all over herself, and then they turned on a black light, and
Ooh.
I guess I'd more like guys who are like, oh, she looks like she's covered in cum, but I was just like, it's gonna smell so bad in here in about 20 minutes.
3 liters of weak cum. That bitch is drenched in diluted semen. Why the fuck would she do that?
She's got a thing for skim semen.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I guess at some point someone told her it would be hot. I've been disappointed by strippers before. Like I guess
I've been disappointed by strippers.
Like
how come her merch wasn't as hot as her in real life?
Yeah, why doesn't she look like her merch?
Oh, you think comedians take heat for being like, you got some old headshots, motherfucker?
Oh,
but like, imagine strippers.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, nowadays, I'm sure they have photo shoots every day. Like, any girls that I know that are in that kind of industry have a new picture every day that looks like an expensive photo shoot. So,
really?
Yeah.
I would stick with my original.
You're always the original.
Hi, I'm 18. And then just show up at 40 like, you fucking liar. Like, imagine you're having a good day. You've like, fuck, I don't feel that old. And then you walk into the place you're working and because of your old, like I've had that where I walk in and they're like, you need some new fucking headshots. What is that? Like, you look like you're from fucking high school.
You do look like a little boy in the ones with you, like when you went
the
to
ones
Sears
where I'm
Portrait.
a little boy. Oh, the Sears Portrait ones, yes.
You know what you
Where I
should
was on a
do?
swing and
You should like dress your oldest son, Jack, up. Oh, sorry, I probably shouldn't say their names on the podcast.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Who gives a shit?
Okay. He is this height. No, okay. No, this is where you can find him. No, so you should dress him up like a little comedian, take pictures and say that's you. Do that as your
Hey,
next
it's me, Sean Lacombe, world's youngest headliner.
I just think it would be funny to have pictures of your son.
I mean, I love it when people are like world's youngest comedian or like those. That is fucking.
That's never gonna end well.
No,
We've seen it not end
that
well.
ends in a bathtub filled with blood.
All right. Anyway,
suicide jokes off limits.
No. I'll tell you after. Anyway, but
okay. After. Sorry.
No, it's not.
I must have missed something.
It's not mean. Anyway, okay, but yeah, I've only had like maybe 2 or 3 headshots my entire.
Well, you've got one. You've got a good one. You've got one where you look really pretty.
Oh, I do.
No, it's a fraud.
I personally like.
I'm just kidding.
But I like to send the headshots of me chubbier, and I'd rather show up looking better.
And they're like, ooh.
She's been working on herself.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my fattest adult photograph.
Yeah, that's my fattest adult. That's what all comics should send in, like their grossest picture. And then when they show up, people are like, yeah, but like sometimes comics will show up, and I'm like, you were not even a blonde anymore. Like,
no, yeah, all my headshots should be just with other fatter guys in them also. Which one's the comedian? The hottie.
The hottie.
The hot guy on the hot by comparison, I suppose.
Oh my god.
Did you watch the Dave Chappelle comedy special, or
no,
you're not really
out
into
now?
that? Yeah, I guess it came out on Monday.
No, I haven't. I'll watch. I will watch his and stuff. I don't watch that very many specials, or I'll start them and I'm like, oh, I'm bored. Not because of the jokes, just because I have no attention span.
Yeah.
But
no, I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it yet. We'll have to watch it and then.
I guess he doubles down on transphobia.
Again?
That's what people say.
Oh my god! Are people happy or sad?
Oh, they're quite sad.
Oh, they're mad.
Oh, of course they're
quite
mad.
sad.
Like, they're insanely sad.
Oh, I did not know. So there's controversy already.
Yeah. Well, it's if you're like on the far left, I suppose, or like social justice warrior type of person. It's they're used to winning.
Yeah.
Right. They're used to somebody puts out a special, it's a bit transphobic, and then the next special they either don't talk about it or they address it in a positive way. They're not used to losing. So it's like when a guy, but Chappelle's too rich to touch. Like he could fucking care less what anybody thinks.
Yeah.
So it's weird because then you'd have like half of the population thinking less of Dave Chappelle and the other half thinking more of him.
Well, I mean, I think I always wonder why people go after like, don't you dare watch this comedy special. It is full of transphobia. And then like, because people are naturally ridiculous. They're like, no, I want to watch this for sure now. I want to form my own opinion on how horrible this is. So like all these people that are so angry about it, they're just making more people watch.
Well, and I also knew people that were fans of Jim Jeffries on the right.
Yeah.
That were like super right wing and love Jim Jeffries and like, he tells it like it is. And then they watched his gun control bit and were like, fuck that guy. It's weird how, you can get screwed on both sides. You have to be so careful what you talk about or don't talk about.
It is really insane these days. Like you can I hate the cancel culture. Like, you know what I mean? Like when, oh my God, that person just like
they should lose their job.
Something rude, cancel them. Like it's like I
cancel
really
the show.
Hate that term. It's gross. It sounds like I don't know. It sounds murderous.
Yeah. Well, and it's also exactly what they're trying to do.
Oh yeah.
Right? They're trying to ruin whoever that person's life is.
I don't understand when it became fun to destroy people that didn't do anything to you personally. That's the best part. I mean, yes, there are bad people out there that deserve everything that they're getting right now, but I've seen people just get like destroyed on the internet for making, a weird comment or like I don't know.
Yeah, I think like some of it is like a psychological thing where you spend like the first half of your life being bullied a little bit, and then all of a sudden you're elevated to a position where you get to give some of it back. Ugh. Right? So they get to give a taste back to the people that kind of fucked with them in high school and whatever, right? So now they get to like in junior high you could steal my lunch, but now that we're both 35, I can take your fucking job, asshole.
Yeah.
Choke on that peanut butter and jelly, bitch.
I'm going to destroy your life and fuck your wife.
And not in that order. I'm going to fuck your life from behind. And blow a load in your kid's face. Eyes closed. I mean, let's be serious.
Oh
well.
My God. I've started watching The Righteous Gemstones. Have you watched it yet?
No, I have not.
It is the new Danny McBride vehicle. That's my favorite one.
It's a new Danny McBride vehicle.
I've always wanted to put that in a sentence. It's like my favorite on entertainment shows. Are like, oh, it's a new Danny McBride vehicle.
How would you rate it? Would you rate it a Nissan Rogue?
Yeah, that would be best for me. I would say it's like a Mercedes truck. Just a step below the Nissan Rogue.
Those are nice.
No, it's really good. Like it's dark and I mean I like the people that are cast in it. It's like John Goodman is his father, Adam Devine is his brother. And it's like it's interesting. It's about like their televangelist family.
Oh, I've heard of it. Yeah.
And John Goodman is the dad.
That'd be fun.
Is like there's so many men from that generation where they're just killing it. Like Louie Anderson. Have you seen Louie Anderson in Baskets?
No.
He plays Zach Galifianakis' mom. You have not seen Baskets?
No.
Okay, it's so good. It's the
Baskets. Okay.
Yeah. So Zach Galifianakis is a circus clown.
And what is it? How would I watch this?
It's on FX, I think.
Okay.
You can probably download it somewhere.
Yeah, I'll just steal it.
I think there's like four seasons of it now. But Louie Anderson plays Zach Galifianakis' mother. Can somebody Google this right now? Louie Anderson is because I can't. My brain's not working.
Oh well.
But he plays this like older white woman in her 60s. Like I don't see Louie Anderson. He's Christine Baskets, and she's just like it's just
Christine Baskets.
It's just like you have to start watching this show like and
does he look like a woman and everything?
Yes, like I gotta find it. Louie Anderson as Zach Galifianakis.
You can show it to me after.
Okay. Oh, I'll do Louie Anderson Baskets.
Have you seen Afterlife, the Ricky Gervais show?
I started watching it, but I didn't finish it.
Oh, really? Yeah. That's the one. I love it when people do that. Have you seen this show? Yeah, I started it, but then I shut it off because I'm a fucking real human with things to do. Not a piece of shit like you that could sit and waste their day watching a mediocre fucking program. That's what I heard when you said that.
You're an idiot. Oh, come on.
It's really good. I liked it. Me and my son were watching it. Oh, he looks kind of cute.
Like, that's Christine Baskets. Like,
he looks pretty good.
He won an Emmy. She buys a rodeo. Like, it's the weirdest freaking show ever.
That's kind of cool.
He's incredible in that role. Just like, he won an Emmy for it. I know he did. And just like, I love it. And I love how everyone's leaving him alone about playing a woman and not being...
Oh, yeah. I mean...
but like, I don't think I've seen somebody do another gender that well. And I don't know. it feels like she's your actual mom acting in a TV show because it seems like bad acting, but it's really good acting. Does that make any sense?
And Zach Galifianakis is in it. What's his character?
He plays her son, Chip Chip is his twin brother. And he's a Parisian trained clown. Like he
Ooh la la.
He was trained how to be like a real clown in Paris, and then he comes home and he's trying to be a clown in America. And he ends up being a rodeo clown at one point. But it is
a rodeo clown.
And then why am I blanking on her name right now? She's in it with him. She was at Odd Block Fest when I was there, and she was incredible. She's a very funny comedian, very weird monotone voice, but she's so good in it. That show, I can't believe. I guess that's a very hidden-y show because I've asked a lot of people about it. They have no idea what I'm talking about.
Baskets. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, you have to look it up. But then, so my others, I don't know what.
But you should watch Afterlife.
I will.
Give it a try.
I'll give it another try. No.
I mean, it's weird because I'll sit down and watch stuff with my kid, and then there's always little things where you're like, "Hey, you probably shouldn't hear that," or
yeah.
you definitely shouldn't have heard that, or whatever. Think about the stuff
you were watching when you were like 9.
Yeah, like sometimes Transformers got a little weird.
You were not watching. I remember watching Working Girl when I was 8, and me and my friend were like, look at her little boobs. Cause
I remember watching Pretty Woman and not even knowing she was a prostitute.
I know. I didn't. Most people.
I thought she's this
beautiful woman.
Weird secretary.
Being swept over me. Like like you were watching that kind of a movie. If you go back and watch movies that you watched all the time when you were a kid, there was so much sexual innuendo that just goes soaring over you because you don't know what sex is, so it doesn't make sense.
I guess so, but it's not really soaring like kids now are like.
Well, yeah,
I know
nowadays,
exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, like coming on faces and doggy style. And
yeah, your kids are
eating
going to teach you about
assholes, and
sex
they know
in about 5 years. They know all about eating ass.
Yeah, they're chewing anus at 10.
Oh my god!
And they're not cutting it up first either.
Oh my god!
Taking the entire anus.
Like a big piece of bubble gum that won't chew.
That'll get stuck in your lungs. Ass always gets stuck in your lungs. Speaking of stuck in your lungs, I guess there's a vaping. Somebody died from vaping.
As soon as I heard that, I thought of you. Not that I thought of you dying, but I did think, I was like, Sean.
No, as soon as I heard, I was like, this is good news. Because what it means is maybe the cost of vaping will decrease for the first time in the history of vaping.
Oh, because it's not as popular.
Vaping,
How much is it to vape?
It's like $20 for 4 little pods that'll last you a few days.
So is it cheaper to vape or cheaper to smoke cigarettes?
Way cheaper to vape.
Okay.
And you can breathe better, like not perfectly, but you can breathe. I mean, it's hard to know, right? I mean, you know, but like vaping is just like when there was no deaths, when there's no fatalities associated with vaping, they would just kind of like incrementally bump everything up. Like the money kept going up. So there needs to be like some deaths.
Yeah.
In order to fucking get that price to stabilize and then come down.
Yes, finally.
No, when I read it, I was like, yes. Like fucking finally.
How did he die? Like he had vape spots on his lungs or something?
I don't know. He had a little vape. I don't know what he had. You know,
so how did they
probably like a
that
weird.
It was vaping that killed him?
Some anti-vape doctor. Don't you hate these fucking anti-vape moms?
He's Luke Sky Doctor.
Yeah.
And he's going after Darth Vader.
And these anti-vape moms are out there fucking telling me not to get my kids vaped. Did you get your kids vaped?
I refuse to vape
I do
my
not
kids.
vape my kids.
I don't know about you, but I don't vape my kids. My kids are free to vape if they feel.
I don't even vape in front of my cat.
Those are my
That's
favorite.
how lonely I am.
My favorite are when moms share like mom fights via text. I've been looking those up lately. You could just Google mom fights.
Oh, and they're fighting on text
message? And a lot of
message?
shit will come up. Good videos too, but not sex videos, but like actual moms fighting. It's funny because it's always at a sports event. But
yeah.
So yeah, like they'll have a conversation, and a lot of them are about vaxxers. Like when they find out one of the moms isn't a vaxxer, and then, well, we're not bringing our children over to your house ever again. And, well, you're a stuck-up bitch, Brenda. It's so funny.
Fuck, I saw something on Facebook. If you're an anti-vax now, you know what you call people that are pro-vaccination?
What?
You call them vax injury deniers. So, like, there are comedians like
that are
real
vax
comedians
injury deniers.
that are like, you know who the most annoying people in the world? Like there was a comedian with a post the other day that was like, do you know who the most annoying people in the world are? Vax injury deniers. And I'm like, it took me a while to like, what does that mean? And then I'm like, oh yeah, he's a conspiracy theorist that is essentially saying like anybody who's pro-vaccination is just deciding not to even engage with all these injuries. It's hilarious.
People are nuts. People are freaking
and they want to
nuts.
stay nuts.
They do want to. Nobody wants to get fixed.
No, nobody wants to look back at the past them and go, you were an idiot for 30 years.
Oh, I know. I have been looking at myself lately and been like, that was a dumb idea.
Yeah, it's better to just die wrong.
Yeah, just die wrong.
Yeah, just be wrong about everything and die, and then boom. I mean, Christians are good at it.
Christians are gonna. I love how Christians can do whatever the fuck they want, and at the end they're just like, sorry.
I like to think that God is real, but he will only let atheists in. Because they'll be like, listen, you guys are in. You're the chosen people. Those morons who believed such a dumb story on earth don't belong here.
Yeah, that's how I weed out the stupid people.
Yeah. So the people.
Oh, we're gonna get a letter.
That's how God
from someone's aunt.
I'm gonna go to fucking heaven, and God's gonna be like, "You are one of the chosen people. You never believed, and that means you're in." All those on earth who were dumb enough to let their lives be bent by religion are banished to hell. Every Muslim, every Christian, every Buddhist burning on a mattress. And just me and you up in fucking atheist heaven. Dance party.
The latest Taylor Swift.
Nobody gets cancer up here.
Nobody.
Down there they all have bowel.
Oh my
the
God.
Worst cancer.
I just tried to drink the microphone.
Hey, is Kathleen straight? Oh, yeah. She's pretty straight edge. I'm on 9 edibles. Is that okay? I had edibles for lunch. Is that okay? I had a 60 milligram salad.
All gummy form.
Fat-free dressing.
Fat-free dressing.
And then I had an 80 milligram grilled cheese. So I'm pretty fucked up. All I eat is marijuana laced. That'd be a fucking crazy Kathleen diet.
I bet you a lot of people would follow this diet with me.
Oh, yeah. That would be great. Start your morning with it. Just fucking 10 milligrams in your eggs. Marijuana souffle. This is disgusting. I am so fried.
That's the best part about eating weed is you always have to act like, no, this doesn't taste like weed, and someone's always like, my cookies do not taste like weed. And then you eat it and you're like, no, there's weed in there.
Yeah, I can taste it.
I can taste it.
Yeah.
No, they're not as weedy. I'm like, they're pretty weedy.
Sometimes I'll eat them and they're like, it doesn't taste like weed, and then I eat it and I'm like, yeah, you're right. Great. That's what I needed. A fucking actual cookie with very little substantive power in it. I want a fucking cookie that reeks like weed.
I want to gag while I'm
and makes
eating
me
this
puke.
cookie.
I want it to make me vomit.
Oh my god.
I want it to make me fucking sick.
Oh, this is what I wanted to ask you about. Have you tried those new scooters around town?
Well, you came to the right place. Jesus. Scooters. How in the fuck would I even get on one?
Have you seen those?
A scooter around town?
You haven't seen the scooters?
No.
They're like little scooters that you...
Like a fucking child's toy thing?
Yeah, like a Razor scooter, but bigger. And they have motors in them, so you go 20 kilometers an hour.
What? Down where?
Downtown in White Avenue. You haven't seen
How much does it
that?
cost?
I think it's like 39 cents when you pick it up and then like 20 cents a minute after that. People are up in arms.
Why do they hate it?
Some people hate it because they're like, these scooters are all over my city now. They're littering on my lawn. They're all over. I hate these scooters. A man was caught throwing them in the river.
Threw a scooter in the river?
Because he hated them. Yeah, because he
was
these
caught.
Are bullshit.
Here, here's your 39 cents. Go fucking find it.
No, he didn't. He liked them. He hated them, and he wanted them out of the city.
What a Did you rent one?
No, I have the app. But I'm kind of scared. I'm like, first of all, am I going to look like a fucking freak riding around on this scooter?
You watch. These things these scooters will take off, and then the next time you order an Uber, a guy will show up with a fucking giant scooter.
I'm waiting for rickshaw Uber.
Rickshaw Uber?
Yeah, rickshaw Uber.
Old school? We should do an old school Uber.
Yeah.
Or we just pick you up and
But you have to pull it.
Horse and carriage.
Pick up has to pull
what
it.
the fuck? we're come on in, and then we're not gonna get to BP. We'll get to BP's by midnight. Oh my god, this sucks.
You haven't seen the scooters.
Picking up young fucking chicks.
Yeah.
This is stupid.
Oh, wearing heels.
I can't believe I got picked up by a carriage for grad.
Oh my god. You haven't seen the scooters. Have you seen the...
I'm in Fort Saskatchewan. We don't have scooters anywhere.
Okay, well, look around when you leave. You'll start seeing them. It's weird.
We have Confederate flags. We do. I'm not even kidding.
I'm positive that you do.
Oh, yeah. We have, Fort Saskatchewan's one of those towns where, you'll drive by a house, and in the bathroom window will be a pride flag, and in the master bedroom is a Confederate.
Oh, yeah, just
you know what I mean? Views. Yeah, like my daughter and me.
That's totally true.
So my daughter has the pride flag in her window. Dad has the Confederate to keep the sun out because he works nights.
That's such a fucking funny observation because that is exactly what every family is like now. I think every family have always had quiet little my daughter's a Democrat and I'm or whatever those politics things are.
Whatever those are. Who were the bad guys in World War II? That's still one of my favorite lines from a movie ever is...
Who were the bad guys in World War II?
It's a Woody Allen movie. I forget the name of the movie. I should know it. But there's this dumb boxer.
Yeah.
And Woody Allen's trying to convince this dumb boxer to go on a date with this other lady. He's plays Cupid in the movie. So the boxer is Michael Rappaport is the boxer.
Yeah.
And Woody Allen is like, hey, you got to go out with this girl. And he's like, I don't know, what? He's like, she's an actress, and he's like, what movies has she been in? And then he's like, oh, she was in Schindler's List. And then he's like, oh man, who are those bad guys in that?
Such a good movie.
And then Woody Allen goes, the Nazis, and Michael Rappaport goes, yeah, man, those Nazis, they sure were hard on those Jews, man. He did. Oh my God. Those Nazis, they sure were hard on those Jews, boy.
Do you think we'll ever get humor back? Because I feel like you can't even make that nowadays without someone freaking out. Even if it's a Jewish person making it.
Yeah, well, that's the big gray area is he's Jewish. I think if he wasn't Jewish, even then people would have been I don't know. In Afterlife,
had a whole career based on making fun of Jewish people.
In Afterlife, one of the scenes is them because that's what's one of the funnier parts of Afterlife is that it's a small town. They're small town journalists, so they have to go to these houses for, these people have the dumbest fucking story idea, and one of them is a baby that looks like Hitler.
Oh yeah, I remember this show. Yeah.
And then he's like, "Well, is that a real mustache?" And they're like, "Oh no, we drew it on." They're like, "Well, then it really isn't a baby that looks like Hitler, is it?" And they have him in the fucking full Nazi regalia with the black strap across, so they have this baby in full Nazi regalia with the fake fucking thing and the hair down.
Oh my God.
And and then so Ricky Gervais is just like, well, that's not really, and I'll tell you one other part of it. He goes and sees this lady at the hospital who's a fat woman that has a harpoon or something through her side. And she's like, isn't that interesting? My fat saved my life. And then he goes, not really, because if you weren't fat, you'd just have a harpoon next to you.
I love that. We gotta learn how to laugh at ourselves again, because that's so fucking funny.
Yeah, we do. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what. I don't think it will. I think you'll just have more of a split. You'll have more people that think more,
Yeah.
The people that are crazy far left are not coming to the right again, ever.
Yeah.
They are where they are, and the people to the right will always it will just be more divided.
Because there's always for a while clean comedy was everything, and then like for a big time there was like a filthy fucking comedy is God.
Yeah.
And then it went back to like kind of like weird silly act out comedy.
It's sort of
comedy.
and it's sort of like this is what 9/11s are good for, is like a factory reset on everybody. Right?
I thought you were calling a generation 9/11s.
No, I'm saying
but like when events like 9/11,
we need a meteor. Like the only thing that'll bring us back together is a meteor strike.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, some giant meteor that we didn't see coming.
That had nothing to do with any other thing on the planet.
Yeah,
it
and
wasn't
then
any wars.
And then there's trans people looking for their kids, and
Yeah.
then they're all hugging with Confederate flag people. And did you find Rick?
Yeah.
I don't know where he is.
Yeah, we need an apocalypse.
Yeah, that's what we really need.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to kill anybody.
When?
It just
Now.
now. Right now.
Is that what they thought was the name of that show?
That was the name of that show. But Heart of Darkness was funnier.
Heart of Darkness?
It was sort of like it was the making of Apocalypse Now.
Oh, really?
That was way more fucked up. Like the making of Apocalypse Now was insane.
Yeah, like didn't they make them like go to fuck it.
Well, Marlon Brando was an idiot.
Yeah, I've heard he's horrible. Well, didn't he?
So they had to like.
Isn't he a raper?
He was making way more than anybody else in the movie.
Yeah.
And he would show up like fat and didn't know any lines. So that's why when you see Apocalypse Now, there's always somebody's always facing Marlon Brando, and then Marlon Brando's facing the camera, because that person has his script written on their chest.
Oh my God, I gotta watch this now. Okay, what is it called again?
Heart of Darkness.
Heart of Darkness.
So it just shows you what they went through to make that movie, which was like insane. It almost went off the rails like 20 times.
So it's basically like Tropic Thunder is like a parody of all of
Probably,
that.
yeah. Like something like that.
Yeah. Tropic Thunder. This has become. So what are you watching? Who are you yelling at?
Who are you yelling about? Yeah, well, we usually have like one where we're name dropping, and then one and not, like low end name dropping.
Yeah. We're not a high end name drop podcast. And now all the people that have been name dropped are going to be sad.
We talk about like
Paul Meyerhog,
Will Hannigan. I don't even know who else listens.
Oh my God. Well, Corey Seckinger is one, but I don't think he listens.
He doesn't?
I doubt it.
We did. We name dropped him right off the start.
He was first episode in. He was number one name drop.
First name out of the chute.
First name drop. Yeah. Wow.
Where am I going this weekend? What do I have to promote?
My album is coming out on Friday.
Oh, it's dropping?
Dropping.
The new Kathleen McGee vehicle.
It's dropping, and it's gonna drop like a squash ball.
Unreturnable. Kathleen McGee's career, the perfect serve.
I'm excited, but it is literally comedy that I was doing for almost 5 years ago, and it's nothing like my comedy now. But I guess that's good.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Then people come and see you, and they're like, "Oh my God,
she's done so much writing in that month.
decade."
Yeah, in that decade. Yeah. So that.
What's it called?
Deliciously Vulgar.
Oh, okay. And I saw the artwork. It looks like there's semen on you or something.
Yeah, it looks like semen, but it's like
cow's milk.
Whipped up cow's milk.
But it's 9 liters of butter.
Yeah. It's.
Where did you record that?
I recorded it at the Calgary Yuck Yucks.
That is a good place to record.
Yeah, it was a very good place to record. I would recommend that place. Although there was a bunch of problems at the end of the show because all the bank machines made beeping sounds whenever you touched them.
Right.
So like he's like he came up to me after and goes, I don't even know. Like Dan Schlissel produced it. He's from Stand Up Records, and he like was freaking out. He was just like, the beeping's gonna ruin your taping.
Unplug it.
And then so they couldn't, but they were like, we can't make it not beep.
Oh,
and
well.
they felt really bad because it's Calgary, but they're like,
Yeah.
I didn't even hear beeping on the final recording.
The thing that's great about that club is you can, like, I find for myself, I can cross the line big time.
Yeah.
Into where they're like, holy fuck you. And then I can be like, all right, and then tell another one, and then I have them back.
Yeah,
you know,
they're not. I wouldn't say they're easy crowds, but
no,
they're
not
willing
easy. But
crowds.
yeah, you can.
They're ready to laugh.
You can push their buttons and then not lose
back.
them.
Yeah.
You know, like whereas Edmonton's a bit more, casino people. So
if they hate you, they hate you.
If you lose them
before you
early,
get
it's
on.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Calgary Yucks is perfect for that. And you can do any kind of material you want, right? It's not like other clubs where it's like, I better keep it cleaner.
Did you see him microphone? Did you see him comic spike a microphone at him? His
oh, yeah. Well, did I say that on the podcast before?
I don't know.
Like somebody actually asked me that. They're like, here, are you going to spike the mic? And I'm like, when a black guy spikes the mic, it's like style. And when a white man spikes the mic, it's anger and rage and fucking fuck you dumb crowd.
You said that. You were like, when a black guy does a mic drop, it's like always cool and awesome. And then a white guy comes out and just spikes the mic.
But yeah, it's because the crowd started booing him.
Oh my God. Have you ever
a
been
white guy
booed?
like
I don't think I've been jokingly booed.
Not lustily.
Lustily?
I haven't been lustily booed.
What does that mean? Like
you haven't heard the term lustily booed?
No.
It's like boo, like a continuous, very full of rage.
Oh my God, no.
Yeah, I'd get you get the odd boo here and there.
Yeah.
No, I've never been booed off. The worst one that I had was, I think the second time I was on stage and I bombed so bad. But that was back when the only jokes I had were about like the Holocaust, rape, abortion, and 9/11.
Those were the
only jokes I had.
Before he had kids, pre-kids.
Yeah, so I was like, I remember bombing extraordinarily bad. And then Kevin McGrath was the MC, and it was like the worst because he came back on and he's like, he did like a kind of a street joke thing where he was like, well, I got good news and bad news. The good news is there's more comedians. The bad news is he was the best one. And the crowd goes, yeah.
Yeah, they loved it.
So the crowd is fucking bent over sideways laughing at how bad I was. Like after I already bombed.
Oh
like I walked off to nothing and then had gales of laughter. Lustily booed, gales of laughter.
Oh my God.
There were gales of laughter coming at me.
You were there for my best bomb.
That was a bad one.
The one at, what was it, Rosario's?
Yeah.
And like my friend worked for this homeless shelter and she's like, could you do our Christmas party? And I'm like, new, like 6 months in and all I have jokes about our vibrators and finger banging and vibrators. And like,
has anybody here ever blown an animal?
Yeah, literally like awful shit like that. But I told her, I was like, I don't think I'm a good, you don't want me. She goes, no, we want you to perform.
Oh, that's great.
We want you to perform. And I was like, no, but I'll bring some people and maybe I'll do a little bit of time. And then she's like, okay, yeah. So then I brought you and Dacus. And Dacus hosted and he did fine. Then you went up and you did fine. And then I went up and literally I could see the lady run over to you and Kelly and be like, how do you
get her out? Well, it might have been the only time I've ever seen you do a show where it was just like your content was like meeting a brick wall.
Nothing was working. It was terrifying. It was they'll never. Because
usually what you do is like people might be like, oh, I don't know, I don't really like dirty, like.
Yeah.
And then 10 minutes into your set, they're like, oh, this is good.
Yeah,
like,
this is fine.
She's good.
Yeah.
She's just teasing.
No, I didn't even get to 10 minutes.
But that night, they were like, woo.
I'll never, I think you can never forget that feeling of a really bad bomb. Like, I'll never forget that feeling and just being like, thinking everybody in the world hated me.
Yeah, because bombing isn't your jokes not working. Bombing is your jokes about how your bombing not working.
Yeah.
So, like, if you can go up and bomb, but as long as every time you stop telling jokes and go, well, this is a train wreck, and people laugh, like, okay, I'm not bombing. Like,
But when it's just total silence.
But when your jokes aren't working and your jokes about how you're not doing well aren't working.
Rushing around in the background because you're offending all the people that
get her out.
Yeah. I didn't even have, homeless jokes. It was literally probably, vibrators, and I had a lot of cum jokes. I still do.
There's a lot of cum in life.
We all come from cum, so we're all cum. That's all we are.
We're just weird carbon cum.
We're just weird cum. I'm going to Lake Louise tomorrow.
Wait a minute. What?
Lake Louise.
Lake Louise.
And I'm doing it with Chris Gordon.
Oh, a show?
Yeah. And we get to stay at the Fairmont.
Sweet.
That place is like $700 a night.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, there's some.
It's crazy.
And it's weird, too, because some of the, I remember I stayed there a couple years ago for some show I did. And I was in the back. Like, if you're on the back side of the hotel, it's like half the price as it is on the water side of the hotel.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can be like, if you're on the water side and the mountain side, then you're fucking, that's
I've never stayed on the water side. Yeah.
But I went into a room. I went into a room that was being cleaned up by this lady.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I just want to see out the window. And she's like, oh, yeah. Like any other hotel, you barge into somebody else's room. They'd be like, get the fuck out of here. I just want to see the road from Leduc. Get out of here. But I was like, I just want to see. And she's like, oh, yeah. And then you look out and you're like, this is fucking insane.
That's crazy. I can't imagine spending $1,200 a night just to sleep next to a nice view, though.
Yeah. Well, if you're spending $1,200 a night on a hotel, then
you can afford it.
Well, you're all like your regrets are, like, oh, I shouldn't have spent $180,000 on that Mercedes.
Yeah.
$1,200 a night on a hotel is fucking
nothing.
garbage. It's like us eating too many chocolate bars at Halloween. That's the feeling it gives them. Where it's like, I shouldn't have had all those Mars bars. Oh, well.
I love that comparison.
Ah, well.
Oh, well.
I'm going to get fat.
Do you think that any animals are like jerks? And then, because like when people get upset that animals die, this is where it came from. This morning I was at work and my manager came up and she goes, did you see that dead crow over there? And I was like, no. She goes, there's a crow over there and it's like neck is like this and then there's blood. And I was like, she's like, I think somebody murdered that crow. I'm like, no, it's a murder of crows. Kidding. I didn't say that. But she's like, I think someone hurt that crow. And I'm like, I think that crow flew into the side of a building and broke its neck. Like,
You think you suspect foul play.
So she was like, she had a very like sad way of thinking about the whole situation. And I was just like, well, no, maybe this crow was an asshole. Maybe this was the dumbest crow of all the crows and he just deserved to die.
Or maybe it was a beautiful, gorgeous, brave crow that flew right into the fucking window.
Oh my God, it's on the Crow News tonight.
Yeah, there's got to be shitty animals, right?
Yeah, so
and we just assume it's the ugly ones, but like one of our animals is probably an asshole.
Yeah, like Donald Trump is a human animal. We're like, so he's one of our human animals. Probably look at him and like, I don't know why everyone hates. Like, don't eat people, be vegan. Right? Like,
But there would always, if there was like if there were huge things way bigger than us that were giants that owned us, somebody would be like, "Oh, Donald Trump, he's so cute."
yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like,
look at him, just scratch his ears.
But I bet you there's a goat out there that's a real Donald Trump. Like, and I bet you that there's like a rabbit out there that's a total bitch.
Yeah.
And then we feel sorry when they're dead, but there's probably rabbits.
Well, there's
only,
probably
like,
animals.
About time.
Think about this. What about animals that are born the wrong gender? There's trans animals, and
There
we
are
don't.
not
Absolutely, there are. If there are trans human beings,
I guess you're right.
then there are rabbits that are like, "Why is this thing trying to fuck me?
Yeah.
I want to fuck."
Yeah. I wish I had a rabbit vagina.
Wish I had a rabbit vagina.
Not me personally. I'm just talking in the.
Oh,
rabbit
okay.
male
I thought you were like, you want to go back to when you were fucking a child.
tight as a rabbit.
Yeah, I'm so tired of Kegels. I wish I had a hamster's pussy.
No, that's not it at all. Oh my God.
So even tiny guys could have fun.
I guess that's what you would want if you were dating a guy with a micro dick, is you want a smaller vagina.
Yeah, not for Christmas, but I mean, you wouldn't waste a Christmas gift. Can you do a wall narrowing? Can you do that?
Yeah.
Lay some bricks?
Vagina rejuvenation is a
Vaginal
thing.
rejuvenation.
Oh, that's tightening of the vagina.
Like the whole vagina or just the front bit?
I think that you can get a little facelift on the labia, and
Okay.
I think that you can tighten it up in there.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh, that's weird.
It's a real thing.
I wonder how much it costs. Like, what the cost would be astronomical.
It's not going to be cheap.
There's not a lot of plans to cover it unless you're in the oil field.
No, and the best way to find out about this is to go to a house party in a richer neighborhood and wait till a rich white woman starts talking, because eventually
had some
she'll
work
start
done.
talking about her rejuvenation, and then
Yeah.
her husband will be like, "It is tight." This is a real story that
Yeah.
happened to me.
Back to the 80s.
It was.
Every time I fuck her, I feel like I'm watching Family Ties. She's got her 80s puss back.
80s puss. We're all just chasing that 80s puss.
Rocking that fucking old weird puss.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, you can get it all tightened up. And boys can, I heard they can get a dick surgery of some sort.
Yeah, but doesn't it just look like isn't it weird? I think it'd be weird.
Oh, to have a dick surgery or vagina surgery?
Yeah, dick surgery. Because vagina surgery is not something that would be as shameful. I don't think. Well, maybe.
No, but dicks. Well, I mean, no.
Yeah, dicks. You're not going to hear a guy at a party with a bunch of other guys ever
I
talking
got
about
a
his dick
bigger
surgery.
dick now, guys. Notice anything different?
No. Yeah, every guy's like, he might be like, we should fucking shower.
Yeah.
Did you always have that dick, Gary? What, this old thing?
Yeah, it's always been mine.
What, this little guy? What, this little garter snake? It's only 14 inches. Billy, relax.
Yeah, that's the thing is most men would get their dick way too big. Girls would want a giant one. They'd be like, no, God, going like, yeah, I need a 14-incher.
If you're putting me to sleep, I better wake up 30 inches.
Yeah. I think that's, oh my God. Waiting for Guffman is my favorite movie of all time. Have you ever seen Waiting for Guffman?
No.
It's like a Christopher Guest movie.
Oh, really? And he gets a vaginal?
No, it's, so there's like a couple, Sheila and, I can't remember his name, Ron Albert. And so it's Fred, what's that guy, Fred, this is the worst being high sometimes. Catherine O'Hara and like Fred Willard. Yes, I did it.
Okay. I mean, I feel bad because I'm of no assistance in these situations.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
You're trying to think of a name, and I'm like, I don't know the name at all.
It's exciting to actually work it out. But so they play a couple, and like the whole thing is it's a community theater show, and they think that they're going to Broadway, and they're a small town, and they're awful. But anyway, so they're out for dinner, and Sheila Albert gets really drunk, and she goes, "Ron had one of those penis." Smaller surgeries.
Penis smaller surgeries?
I can't remember what it's called. I haven't seen the movie in a while.
Penile reduction.
Penis reduction. He had because he's like, tell him about the surgery, and he goes, no. She like goes, I had what some men would be excited for. I had to have penis reduction surgery. And it's the funniest scene. Oh my God.
Penis reduction.
Yeah. I don't think
how big would you need to be for that?
Yeah, exactly. Too big. Have we won anything?
Well, I don't know. Here, you try to figure it out.
How does this work? Lucky number. Oh, it has to be that. I think we won $5.
Boom.
We did. Maybe more because there's a bonus. Thanks for playing. I'm pretty sure that we won $5. I don't know if you can verify.
How much was the ticket?
$5.
So it's a break-even day.
It's a break-even
Might be
day.
the first time we've ever broken even on this podcast.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, no, these weren't free, so.
And Patreon's down to 0.
We do have people on our Patreon now.
I know. We talked about it last podcast about like just a couple people. That's fine.
That's fine.
We don't need them.
We appreciate them. And
I wouldn't be a Patreon either.
We got a gift.
And, oh, yeah. We have a shirt.
We're probably going to get them made, but we're not going to get 500 made if only 2 are going to buy them.
Oh, you're going to start with a threat.
Yeah. that's how sales works, Sean. That's how sales
Instead of just saying, hey, we're going to give this shirt to somebody, you're like, veiled threat from your mother. If you don't eat that chili, you will not get cake.
I have a diploma in marketing from the Northern Alberta Institute of Technology. Okay, that's sales. Scare them a bit.
You probably are good at it. You would be.
I was so good at sales.
That's what's so sad about your life is like, if I did something else, I would still be making this money.
Don't tell me I'd be more successful.
You wouldn't be more successful, but you would definitely be like running a sales and marketing firm.
I would probably be making great money, but let's not talk about that.
Yeah, that's too depressing. Anyway, if you want one of these shirts, pay for it.
Pay for it. But look at this.
Aren't we giving one away?
We're going to give one away, but we have to figure out how. So these are made by Brett Mcdonald. He is Lisa Baker's boyfriend, I guess. But he's amazing. He designed this logo. He also designed the logo that's on the cover.
Yeah, it looks great.
His company is called Beer League Beauty. So it's on Facebook.com, Beer League Beauty. If you need any shirts, especially if you're a comic in Edmonton, because I think you guys are the only ones that watch this. If you want merch, talk to Brett because he's fucking talented.
Yeah, that looks good. And it was his first crack at it. He's like, how about this? Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm sure we talked about this way early on, but we paid $5 to try and make
we did.
Back with like this like horrible logo.
Yeah.
And the thing I was exactly thinking of, I didn't even talk to Brett myself, and he designed it. I'm like, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
So,
no, it was perfect.
Yeah, so if you need merch. So I feel like we should make people do stuff to win this.
Really?
Like online. Like, I mean, if you go and give us a good review somewhere, anywhere.
Except there's got to be a couple places we wouldn't give a fuck about, right? MySpace?
No, MySpace.
If they log into their dead MySpace account.
Please don't, yeah.
LinkedIn. Oh, yeah, you don't have your mic.
Oh, no. That was gold.
That was pretty funny.
Damn it.
I think we could sort of pick up on it. Please don't Yahoo chat room this.
Yahoo chat. How long
Give us
was
a
that
good review.
For?
Not too long. Just long enough for us to miss the funny thing.
Okay, so this is a size large, and that's the only one we have. So if you don't
Yeah.
like large, I guess don't enter.
Yeah, I know a lot of girls hate large.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's my favorite new joke that you never do anymore. Like I'm a Northern Reflection small or something.
Oh yeah, Reitman's medium.
Reitman's medium.
I am a Reitman's medium.
I still want that as a shirt for myself that just says Reitman's medium.
This Le Chateau is disgusting. I am a Reitman's medium, and I will not be disrespected in this fashion. Yeah.
I still want a shirt that says Reitman's medium for that
That would be pretty fucking funny.
That's what I want for
think.
Christmas.
Reitman's
Reitman's
medium.
medium. I will wear that proudly. And then people will like it. I'll be like, how do you get more? And then Sean will have merch.
Shane Lacrombone has a ton of Reitman's mediums.
Ton of Reitman's. I feel like, yeah, if you go and give us a good review somewhere, or if you tweet a good review, we'll like take all of them and edit
Even
them.
mediocre.
Yeah,
You know
just
what I
give
mean?
us like some online attention and Instagram DM us or something, the proof, and then we'll enter you in a draw that we'll do.
This is convoluted. Why don't we just give it to a homeless guy?
I don't want to.
Okay.
I want to make it hard.
Okay, good idea.
Just give us a nice shout out online.
Be nice.
And you'll be entered to win this size large Dead Baby Bear shirt. Limited edition. There's only 4 of them ever in existence.
We could make more. They're only limited because we don't know if we can move any.
We're worried that this might be an investment that falls apart.
But thanks for
Kelly Saladuca's abortion shirts. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, you had shirts. What did they say?
Something
Mother
about
Nature's
it was a coat hanger, and it was like Mother Nature's
Mother Nature's snooze button.
snooze button or something
Right.
like that. It was funny, but like nobody would wear those, and he bought like 100 of them.
A coat hanger like Mother Nature's snooze button.
God, that was so funny.
Yeah, I know he didn't sell well.
Did
Even
not sell
the
well.
onesies didn't move.
Even the onesies for sure were not going.
No.
They weren't going anywhere.
Well, thanks for
Thanks.
listening to the podcast, everybody.
We won, and we have
Thanks
a
for
shirt.
talking, Kathleen.
Great job, Sean.
Thanks, Jim. Bye.
Bye.